Welcome back to No Crime After Dark, where we have to talk about crime in the daytime because this bitch is scary. She's dirty too because she's wearing the same shirt 2 weeks in a row.
I have a washing machine. Actually, I didn't even wash it. I put it on your last show just for that, for the thing, the podcast to go off, and I'll put it back on, and I'm gonna wear it, married because I love it, and I'm gonna wear it, and I don't care.
Now we got to get them in every color, Ma, because she says she's gonna wear it every week until she gets some more. So now we are forced to purchase every color. I'm gonna text you and ask you how much they cost because it might be cheaper to just buy it.
Yeah, just send me the link.
Yeah, just send me the link, right? So last week, if you didn't catch us, you better had. If you didn't, go back and check us out. We talked about Natalia Grace and the tragedy and hot mess of that situation. It was too much. It was just everybody needs help. So
Except
this,
Jacob. Except Jacob, he was good.
Jake, you know how some people you just feel like they got put in the wrong family.
He was one.
That was Jacob because he just didn't fit in the equation at all.
For me,
like he probably asked himself, like, "Why am I here?
Why am I here? Who are these people?"
But this week we will be talking about the Travis Rudolph trial. It just ended beginning of this month on June 7th, so it's still pretty fresh. A lot of people caught up on it. It's been all over social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you look, they talking about it. This was a completely avoidable situation. I feel like all or most of what we've discussed has been completely avoidable. But this is the prime example of women need to stop over exaggerating situations.
Yes.
Like, bottom line, just stop over exaggerating what happened when you have a dispute with specifically your significant other. If you mad, you want to go tell your brother, your dad, your cousin, your uncle, go ahead, tell them, but stick to the facts. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I call any of my cousins, not my brother, any of my cousins, and say that they hit me, they're gonna say, we're gonna beat his ass. But what did you do?
Real shit. Real shit.
That I did something.
Real shit. Like he didn't just wake up and hit you.
He's not Ike. He's not beating you. Okay.
Right. So just like what happened. And it doesn't justify him hitting you, but they need the whole story. And again, well, the other side of that, fellas, stop just taking a piece of information without verifying it first.
Yeah. Just a hot mess.
Just a whole mess. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Travis Rudolph, he's an American football player. He was born September 15th of 95.
Virgo.
Anyway, in West Palm Beach, Florida. He was an American football player. He got a lot of recognition for his skills as a wide receiver during his college days. And in his professional career, he quickly made a name for himself in football with his talent and his dedication to the sport. Where he really took off at was in high school. Apparently that was, I guess that's when it all happened for everybody. I guess really in high school, that's where you get your game on and get your game in and really start figuring it out. He was ranked one of the top wide receivers in the state of Florida and started getting the attention of college recruiters. I didn't get a whole lot about his childhood. When I tell you, I found very little about his childhood and absolutely nothing about Dominique. Like nothing. When I thought I found something about Dominique, it was on Twitter, and apparently she had freaking deleted her page. So I have zero info on Dominique. I really wanted some information on her.
I mean, all I can say is that he clearly was raised right, because where I know him, even though we watch college football, so I know of him.
Right.
What I know him from is On the Road with Steve Hartman. They had a segment about Travis, who with his football team, they were touring middle schools, and in Tallahassee, he went to a middle school and he seen a little boy sitting by himself eating lunch. He didn't go sit with everybody else, or Travis went and sat next to that little boy and literally made friends with him and his family. And just, he felt he felt the little kid, whether it was just because he felt sorry for him or he just wanted to be his friend. And everybody needs a friend, like he said on the video.
Right.
And that's where I knew him from because I watched Steve Hartman a lot. So I knew him from there. So when the trial happened, I said, that is my man from the damn Steve Hartman segment. Like, what do you mean he didn't kill somebody? No. Like,
he would never have known him for 2 weeks.
One segment on Steve Hartman, and you would tell me that man is cool. Okay?
He would never do anything like that.
But that's where I knew him from, and you could tell just about his voice and the way he speaks. He's a good kid.
You can tell. Just like anybody, he's probably gotten into some shit. But even during the trial, just the way he was talking when they were questioning him, even without the video footage, I think I still would have believed his side of the story because it just made sense.
And then, yeah. Okay, I was saying something else, but we don't want to get that far.
Yeah, we getting there. So he attended. What I already said, he attended Cardinal Newman High School, where he ranked one of the top wide receivers in the state of Florida, and he started getting the attention of recruiters. And eventually he committed to Florida State University. So once he got to Florida State, he was a quality player on the team. It said he helped win the 2013 BCS National Championship, and he also helped the Seminoles, I guess that's the mascot, get to the college football playoffs. You said the who?
Knowles.
The Knowles. I'm not from Florida. I don't know. The Knowles. Excuse me.
I'm not from Florida either, but I know.
I don't watch football, so I wouldn't have a damn clue.
Now that is the thing. You don't watch football.
Only reason we're talking about him is because murder is involved. Otherwise, I wouldn't know who this man is. I just recently found out about, what is the brother's name that played for Kansas City that I sent the video about? The white boy, Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce, yes.
Yeah, you just found out about him.
The only reason I care about him is because that is one fine white specimen right there. But
he's old news now.
I don't care. He's old news to y'all. It's new to me, okay? Because I didn't know who he was till the Super Bowl. Not gonna lie. Anyway, he helped them get to the college playoffs in 2014. He had some good success in college, but my understanding, even without watching football, he eventually in 2017 went into the NFL draft and signed with the New York Giants as an undrafted free agent. Now, tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but don't free agent usually mean you kind of suck a little bit?
It's not that you sucked. No, it's not that you sucked. It's just that you weren't spectacular to go in the draft, or he felt that he wasn't good enough, or he was going to get, I mean, depending on your class. I mean, if you're going to, Tom Brady was picked 119. Like,
I didn't know that, but
that's 100, not even, maybe 190 or something like far off.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
It just depends on how you feel, I guess. I mean, take the easy way out, go unsigned instead of have to sit there and wait. Like, oh, are they going to call me? Are they going to call me? When I could just go and, maybe and be undrafted and just sign and try to get on the team. I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe I was wrong because I always assumed free agent meant you kind of suck.
No.
So he went in as an undrafted free agent, and he would make his official NFL debut as a player on the Giants as a wide receiver in September 2017, and will continue to do pretty well as a football player. What was the other team? Because for some goofy ass reason, I didn't write that down. Okay, and then eventually he went to the Dolphins. Yeah. And then I had wrote it down, but you already pointed it out about him and the little boy, because that was the next step in his life. But you beat me to it. But while he's in the NFL and he's playing, this is when he meets.
No, he met him when he was at college at the in Tallahassee.
Based on what she said in the trial,
he met him.
But here's it in the opening statement.
Dominique?
Yes, I said Dominique. You got the list.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the baby, the little boy. I'm like, no, he met him in college. But yeah, Dominique.
No, girl. Listen. No, he met Dominique while he was still in the NFL. So I did the timeline. This would have been sometime between 2019 and early 2020, maybe, when they started dating, because they didn't give a specific date, but they said they dated for about a year and a half.
Well, she said she got her real estate license March of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, and they were like a month in. So maybe February of 2020 when they started dating.
Okay. So February 2020, he starts dating Dominique. And for at least that first year and a half or year or so, everything seemed to be okay, I guess, based on whatever was going on at the time. They were doing all right. It did come out in the trial that there were some issues where she was putting her hands on him way before all of this transpired. She had a habit of hitting him. But once he got out of the NFL due to an injury, now she don't fuck with him no more. Anybody surprised? No. But sometime around the time he got out of the NFL, they start having major issues, and now she don't want to deal with him no more.
It seemed though, because he tore his ACL the first day of practice at the Miami practice.
Mm-hmm.
So then he went. So then they dropped him. They wasn't going to spend the money. I mean, he gonna do his therapy, but they weren't going to keep him on the team.
Right.
His therapy, he do his rehab, and they live in, I'm thinking, West Palm, which is north of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess doing his training and rehab in Miami. So that's where it got rocky, because he was spending a lot of time in Miami, unknown, like time that she wasn't accounted for. Like she's like, where are you? So she started getting like, why are you always down there so much? Mm-hmm. So that's where like the problem started setting in.
So, but how far is it? Because if it's easier to just stay down there for his therapy, then just stay for your therapy.
In reality, it's you could drive home, but that traffic down there, I wouldn't. It's like driving to LA. Like it's
hell no.
Like so many highways,
not every day,
and nobody got time for that. And it's not like
not every day for sure.
Busy. There's not a time where it's like, oh, go now, because no, it's just like LA, just consistently people 4 a.m. up, till 10 o'clock at night. It's going.
Right.
So, ain't nobody got time for that.
So while he was doing this therapy, I'm assuming had a tryout or something, and was set to start on the Canadian Football League. And he was set to start May of 2021. And I think it's just terrible that all this happened right before that. But he was set to start with the Canadian team in May of 2021. April 6th, 2021. I'm sure that man wakes up every fucking day and it's just like, I should have never told her I wanted to go to the movies. I shouldn't even answer my phone that day.
Yeah.
I'm sure that crosses his mind daily. Now, her, I kind of want to fight her, but that's another conversation. We'll get to that. I just don't like her attitude.
I told to her, then it's like, oh, woo her. You know what I mean? But he was trying to be polite and be respectful of you and your fucking feelings. And this is how it turns out. Some people just need to be treated as such.
No, seriously.
Like Too Short said, okay? You's a bitch. And she's one. Shit. Baby, like he ain't got no sisters.
No, because I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that logic at all. I wholeheartly agree. Mm-hmm. So on April 6, 2021, Travis and Dominique were supposed to go to the movies. They hadn't decided what movie or what time or whatever, but we going to the movies. So Dominique pulls up on Travis. Soon as she get there, she like, shit, I want to go to the liquor store. I want to get a bottle. So they go to the liquor store. They get a bottle of Patron. I'm telling you, if you have never drank Patron before, do not. Just don't. Things happen when you drink Patron. A lot of things happen when you drink Patron. When they said that she got a bottle of Patron, when they specified the liquor, I said, oh, hell, that's why everything went left. So they go get the Patron. They come back to the house. They play a nice little cool game of Uno, have a couple drinks, take some shots, whatever. Just sounds to me like a good old time.
Me and Daddy can't play Uno because man, you might hear. So maybe that wasn't the game they should have been playing.
I think spades is worse than Uno, though.
No, me and Daddy can't play Uno. Well, I didn't say updated today. He talked weird shit.
Me and Paul played. It's very competitive when me and Paul used to play because we be counting how many times, and I think I still hold the record of whooping his ass. But anyway,
yeah,
everything's fine. So DJ Daryl, Travis's brother, comes in. He had left and went and got his car detailed. So when he comes in, he saw something. It was something that happened with the detailing of his car that he didn't care for. And he had asked Travis to come outside. This ponytail is bothering him. Asked him to come outside and take a look at it because he had a question about it or whatever. So Travis steps out with his brother DJ. And while he's outside, they assume that Dominique decided to go through Travis's phone.
This is their mama's house.
I forgot. This is Travis's mama's house. Him and his brother are staying with his mom. Yes. Okay. Yes. We're going to be clear on that. That is a very important factor for everything that's about to follow.
Mama's house. Okay.
Which is why, you remember I would never fight at my grandma's house? Stuff like this is why.
Your mama house.
And then, at the mama house. So anyway, they assume while Travis is outside talking to his brother that Dominique is going or had gone through his phone. Because when he comes back in the house, she has the phone and who is this? Who is this? And he's like, oh, that's Kyla. Now I found this part kind of hilarious. Oh, that's Kyla. Well, who is she? I mean, that's my little friend. Oh, that's just your friend? Well, I'm finna call her. So she calls Kyla on FaceTime and boom, here, talk to her. So y'all just talk to her. So he starts talking to her. The reason I find this funny, I have always said, unless you are prepared for whatever you might find, stay out that man phone, stay out that woman phone. If you are not mentally and emotionally ready for whatever you might come across, stay out their phone. You will get your feelings hurt every time. And as the old saying goes, if you go looking for it, you gonna find it.
I mean, my thing is, why call her when he said who she was? He didn't lie. He didn't say, oh, I don't know her. I don't know who that is. You must have never. He said, my friend.
It's the Patron. Do you remember that night with the Patron? Don't fucking play with me, Day. Don't fucking play. It was the Patron. Because it really wasn't nothing going on with him and the girl. But you didn't. It was the Patron. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Don't do it. Leave it alone.
Daddy ass would have been like, I don't know her.
No, for real. He didn't. With me standing right behind you, it was not going to end well either way.
Travis said, my friend.
That's my friend.
He didn't lie.
So he starts talking to the girl. Now she pissed off. Why? I don't know, because nobody told you to call this girl. So now she's extra mad. So she slams his iPhone on the floor, breaks his phone. She commits to start fighting on him, hitting him and everything. And he had a bunch of trophies on his dresser. She took one of his trophies. This is not funny, so I'm not going to do my best not to laugh. She took the trophy off his dresser, knocked that nigga upside the head with it. They still tussling. He like, you know what? You need to stop. Get out of my house. So she starts gathering her stuff. And he said it looked like she was headed to the door, but then she busted a right, which would have been toward the living room, and then commits to taking his PlayStation 4 and slam that on the floor, smashing it and breaking it. Mm-hmm. So now she's on her way out the door. He's following her out the door. So she's calling him all type of broke bitches, and you ain't shit, and you dirty. This is where Travis gets like 1,000,000 cool points with me. You just mad because Kyla look better than you. You just mad because Kyla got a better natural body than you.
Right.
He hit her in her core, especially because Dominique had just recently gotten a BBL. So for him she looked better than you naturally. Her natural body looked better than your bought one.
Yeah.
10,000 cool points for Travis. I don't give a damn. That, like I said, you go low, I go to hell. So
I'm not going high. I am not Michelle.
I promise. I'm hurting all feelings available.
I agree.
So they still tussling outside. They having their words.
It's the ring cam for me, her hitting him.
No, she was stealing on him.
She was fighting him.
She was dropping him on, like she was hitting him hard. Like, even I understand, like he said on the stand, as a man, he was raised that if you ever get to the point that you want to put your hands on a woman, just leave. That was the rare situation that I would have been like, well, bitch, you should have kept your hands to yourself.
I mean, my granny always
she was hitting him hard. She was connecting.
Granny says, you know, you don't know man should be abusing a woman.
No.
You don't hit nobody thinking that nobody gonna hit you back. Like, you're shocked.
Exactly. And I feel like all of us was raised the same. You hit somebody, you expect to get hit back.
And that's how I feel when I tell my son, don't hit anybody, don't hit girls. But then it's like, well, you better fucking make sure you take it out and put her hands on my son.
Exactly. So, because a lot of these parents, I'm noticing these days, are not teaching their girls that the boys are supposed to know, but they're not teaching their girls that it's not okay for you to hit a man. No. Under no circumstances. The same way that it ain't okay for him to do it, it's not okay for you to do it. And if you do it, expect to get hit back. Every man I have ever hit in my life, I expected to get hit back. And the one time I didn't hit him, didn't even say one, man, it still got hit. So anyway, evidently I didn't even touch the man. So anyway, they're outside arguing or whatever, and she's literally just dropping them on him, and he can't get in the house because his brother had came outside for a minute and basically telling both of them they need to cut the shit out. And then when he went back in the house, locked the door. I don't know if it was intentionally. I think it was unintentionally because his brother was still outside, but he locked the door. So Travis is stuck in the doorway trying to get in the house, getting beat up, waiting for his brother to unlock the door. So when he unlocks the door, I guess her main focus was to get her bottle of Patron so she can go home. So she goes in the house, she gets her bottle, she's on her way out the car. Travis is still taunting her with Kyla while she's on her way to her car. So now she gets even more pissed off, gets a brick, and commits to trying to throw the brick into Travis's window. Mm-hmm. Luckily enough, him and his brother moved quick enough and they were able to get the brick from her and keep her from messing up his car. She gets in her car, she leaves. They go back in the house and go on about their evening. All of this is happening at about like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, which to me is extremely early for all these shenanigans. So when she leaves, actually when she's in the car before she leaves, she calls her brother Keyshawn. Text her brother Keyshawn and told him he disrespected me. He picked me up and body slammed me twice. That now all of this is on camera. This is the insane part. He picked me up and body slammed me twice. He disrespected me. Then she texts a mutual friend of theirs, Tyler, in a separate text message, and pretty much says the same thing. And then eventually she's like, you know what? I ain't got time for all this back and forth. I'm just gonna make a group text. Yeah. So now she got a group text with her, Keyshawn, and Tyler. And in one of the messages that she sent, she tells Keyshawn and Tyler, and these are her exact words, go shoot his shit up.
Mm-hmm. Now, the brother sent a text message that said, he's a dead man.
Dead man walking. That's what he said. Dead man walking. It's the Green Mile. You know I couldn't help it. Walking the mile. Dead man walking. Oh my Lord. So by the time Dominique gets home, her brother Keyshawn is already there. So they get to her apartment and he's asking her what happened. And she tells him the same thing. He got me fucked up. He disrespected me. He body slammed me. He put his hands on me. So Keyshawn gets in the car, slides on Tyler. Tyler already at the crib with a couple of the other homies. So they sit down and create a plan. They conspire. And this is all around about 10 o'clock at night when they decide that they're going to pull up on Travis. And while this is going on, Dominique done called Travis's sister. I'm going to have my brother kill him. He finna come over there. He disrespected me. She done called Travis's mama. I'm going to have my brother killed. Same thing. First of all, this whole family is very patient because there's no way you could have called any one of my siblings and said that and then followed up by calling my mama and said that. And still made it to the house. So, Tyler, Keyshawn, Tyler, and was it Chris? I'm looking at my notes.
No. It's
one that died.
Sebastian and what was the other one? I don't know the other one's name.
It was Keyshawn, Tyler, Sebastian. They said Tyrone, but I don't know if Tyrone went. Because they mentioned the Tyrone, but I don't know if Tyrone went.
Looks can be deceiving because all of them don't look tough. Like they don't look like they would. Not saying they don't. I mean, obviously.
No, like I said, looks can be deceiving. People wouldn't look at you and think you can do the things that I've seen you do.
I'm talking about them, and I'm talking
about you.
Yeah,
I'm talking about you. Looks can be deceiving with you. Hell, me too, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, definitely me.
Yeah. They didn't look scary, but I mean, shit, you know what I mean? That's good. I guess that's the good
Keyshawn especially. I'm sorry. I know that's her brother, and I'm sure they've been through situations. He done probably fought for her before. So that's why she felt so comfortable calling him. But when that thing got on the stand and started talking and got to getting choked up and trying to talk, girl, only reason Keyshawn need a gun is for protection because you don't even look or sound the part. So anyway, about midnight, because this is when they decided to pull up at the house. They're going to pull up on Travis at home. They park about 2 blocks away from the house. Literally, so nobody can hear or see them. That's the only reason you're going to park that far away from somebody's house is because you don't want to be seen or heard. And him and his boys, to cut it short, because I want to try to get this in this full hour because we still got to cover the trial. To cut it, to not cut it short, but to condense it a little bit. They hop out and they go knock on Travis's door. Again, there's a Ring camera recording everything. They knock on Travis's, well, not even knock, they beating on the door. And DJ, Travis's brother, is the one who gets up to answer the door. When he gets to the door, all 4 of them out there, they yelling, hollering, and screaming, "Where's Travis? Where's Travis?" And he's trying to feel like, well, why is y'all even here? Like, what's going on? I'm not finna just hand my brother over to you. What do you want? Why are you here? And they going, where's Travis? Where's Travis? And eventually they get tired of going back and forth with DJ. So they commence to jumping DJ. So, of course, after midnight, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, everybody sleeps. So this eventually wakes Travis up. So when he hears the commotion, he automatically grabs his gun, as he should have, and went to the front door to see what was going on. When he saw what was going on, he set his gun off to the side of the door by the couch. He didn't even take it outside with him initially. Soon as he steps outside the door, Keyshawn snuck him. Now everybody fighting. So they out there tussling, they going back and forth, and Keyshawn decides to pull his gun on Travis.
I thought it was the brother.
Keyshawn is the brother.
No, I thought he pulled the gun on DJ.
Oh yeah, no. You're right. He pulls the gun on DJ. So when Keyshawn, getting these folks mixed up now, child. When Travis sees this, he goes back in the house and gets his gun and comes back out and points his gun at Keyshawn. Now, Keyshawn, this is where I say Keyshawn ain't no shooter. Because first of all, you got to announce it. It's demon time. Who says that before they shoot somebody? That's number 1. Number 2, if you was going to shoot him, you'd have shot him. Whether Travis went back to get that gun or not has nothing to do with it. If you were going to shoot him, you'd have shot him. Travis comes back with the gun, points his gun at Keyshawn. Like, I can do the same thing you can do. Now, Keyshawn, oh, you got it. You're not a shooter, dog. You're not a shooter. And I hope you learn from this situation. You're not a shooter.
And just mind your fucking business.
Get the whole story at best before you just jump up and do something. So at this point, Keyshawn and all his boys is running back to the car. Now this fourth dude, I don't know if it was Tyrone or what, because they mentioned Tyrone and then they mentioned somebody else. I don't know. It was a whole lot of niggas in that car. So they all take off running. Keyshawn, Tyler, and the friend that got killed, what was his name again? Sebastian. That's probably why I can't remember, because why would you name your child Sebastian? But they all get into the car. The fourth dude never made it to the car, but he had to run home, apparently. He never made it into the car. Once they get into the car, Travis is now trying to get back in the house, him and his brother DJ. They're trying to get back in the house because they're thinking it's over at this point. What you just say?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, but as they're going into the house, Travis must have turned around or something, because at this point they saying they're going through the back door to get back in. He saw Sebastian pointing the gun. He said through the front windshield. They said there was no tint on it, nothing, so he could clearly see that they were pointing a gun at him. So Travis, like his attorney said, it was either him or them. And you should never put a person in a situation where it's me or you. Period.
Right.
So Travis started letting go. And unfortunately, it ended up being 39 shots that he let off. But Keyshawn ducked. The dude in the back seat ducked. The only person that did not duck was Sebastian. Why? Because Sebastian was sitting straight up, shooting back at Travis. Needless to say, Sebastian didn't make it.
Right. Well, the mom did try to stop this too. She was home and she was saying, "This is, come on, don't do this, don't do this." When Travis had came in to get the gun, she was trying to stop him. This is before she even knew that little boy was outside pointing a gun at her other son.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know until Travis yelled out, like, "Mom, go in the house, like they have DJ." Like, then she's like, "Okay, well then it's us or them."
Right.
And you're gonna choose your family regardless.
If you got good sense every time.
And I have done some crap that probably if I would have got shot, then that would have been on me. I went to this woman's house. Yeah. But you came to this man's house. What did you think the response was going to be? Hi. Yes. Let's talk about it. Especially if you come in with 4 guys to talk to one person that supposedly abused your sister. What did you think that was going to happen? Y'all got your shirt off. Y'all talking shit on the ring cam. Like, did you think they were going to answer the door very nicely to you and say, "Yes, come on in, let's have tea and talk about this"?
It's giving they were raised in the suburbs,
but trying to be something they're not.
Yes, that's what it's giving, and I think that's why we both feel like they don't look the part.
But I don't know where they're raised. I don't know how it looks in West Palm Beach. I don't know, but it just the fact is you just don't go to.
Is there a hood in West Palm Beach?
It's a hood everywhere in Florida. You can.
I ain't been to the hoods nowhere out there, so I wouldn't know.
No, yeah, it's always a lot of them. But you just don't go to nobody's house expecting the outcome to be something different.
You know what? There are hoods in West Palm Beach because baby girl was in West Palm Beach.
Oh yeah,
she was. Yes, so you're absolutely correct.
Sugar plum.
Yeah, she was in West Palm Beach.
It was his lawyer saying, "So in 2020, you was living with your mama in an apartment. Is that a 2-bedroom apartment?" She was like, "No, it's a 3-bedroom apartment." but he didn't take care of you. You wasn't sleeping at his house, and I think Dominique really messed it up for herself because her attitude, not for herself, but messed it up for the prosecution because her attitude was just.
No, she messed it up for the defense. Oh no, he was the defense. You're right. That was prosecution. Yeah.
Just because she made it nicely for the defense. Like, "Oh, thank you for being up here and acting like this." If you act like this in front of a judge and the jury and the law, then I could just imagine what you act like in.
It was the attitude. It was just. It was her. It was. I can't think of another word other than stank. Yeah, it was just her stank ass attitude. Like, you didn't think for half a second, I'm on the prosecution side, but in hindsight, you've had 2 years to process this. In hindsight, you don't see where you might have taken a wrong step. Just like nowhere, you don't see.
Well, she said, I said this out of anger. I shouldn't have said this. But you say a lot of things when you're angry.
You do. And I have said a lot of things when I'm angry. And I have called cousins, brothers, homeboys about stuff that happened when I was angry. But at no time in all of those moments did I ever say to these men,
shoot up they shit.
Go shoot up they shit. First of all, I have homeboys that have shit to do. They was in college and doing shit. That's the first thing.
I'm not gonna have anybody shooting up anything.
I had to beat somebody up before I had you.
I'm very much, you want to fight me, I'm gonna fight you, or I'm gonna beat you back somehow. But I'm not involved, everybody.
So
sometimes, but just
so fast forward to May.
Shoot up the mama house. It's not even his house. This is his mama house.
It's just ghetto. It's giving projects. That's why I said I want to know where they grew up at.
In those apartments like this.
Because it's not giving suburbs. That's not what it's giving. So a part of me feels like they might have grew up in the suburbs because of looking at them and how they were testifying. But then at the same time, it's giving ghetto because who shoots up something? I don't care how hood you are, how gangster you are. You don't shoot up people's mama house. I've never been okay with that.
Grandma house.
Dad, you just don't do it. This is off subject, but there was a situation in Omaha. Little girl got killed, sitting at the table eating her cereal one morning, getting ready to go to school because somebody shot up somebody's damn house.
Yeah, no, you don't shoot nobody's house.
And it was a straight bullet. They weren't even shooting at the house she was in.
At the gas station. That's where you need to catch him.
Not even the gas station, because still you run the risk of a straight bullet.
Or, at the gas, where you can see him.
And you can
not like just really shoot in the gas station.
You can pull up on him, kind of thing.
Pull him around. I'm not trying to say this. This is not.
We're not supporting violence at all. Let's be clear.
But
we just feel like there are other ways to do it. I'm not going to say smarter or better. There are other ways to go about it without involving other people. And now you got a body count of 4 and 5 when you only went to shoot one person. So now you doing 5 and 6 life sentences because you went to shoot one person.
And I get it. Sebastian went to this person's house willingly, and he did shoot at this man willingly.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he didn't get justice because the person that brought him there are the sister and brother.
And it was under false pretenses because she didn't tell the truth. She lied.
Right. Yeah.
She lied.
She didn't tell Travis that she was married and try to say that's not my business to tell. It is. You're married. He never asked me, so I never told.
But see, what was pissing me off on top of that while she was on the stand was the way her face was looking when she was. He never asked me.
And then her looking at him like. I was like, girl, stop staring at that man. That man don't want you.
Girl, that's literally dead and gone. Any chance you had, it's gone, honey. Because again, you shot up, it had somebody shoot up his mama house. Mm-hmm. There's no coming back from that. Like you said, she better be glad he ain't got no damn sisters.
He said, no, he didn't support me. I live with my mom and she's a medical assistant.
So he was supporting you. Whoa, the audacity to call him a broke bitch. Now, everybody living with their mama, granted. But the audacity of you calling him a broke bitch, and the only reason this man is currently out of work is because he tore his ACL and the Dolphins dropped it.
Yeah.
What is your excuse?
Oh, she said she couldn't sell a house because it was COVID.
That's a bunch of bullshit, but okay.
I mean,
because people were selling houses during COVID.
Yeah, especially
because the shit dropped so low, everybody was buying houses. So, shit, y'all bought your house during COVID.
She wasn't making no sales. Anyways,
maybe y'all should have bought your house for her. Maybe y'all could have helped her out and bought your house.
What happened to the devil? A devil woman trying to get that man. I like Travis. Shit, I like Travis.
Girl, y'all should have bought a house from Dominique so she wouldn't have to stay with her mama.
I seen that on the road. You understand? And yeah, you know, I love a man that, or a black man that can just be kind to people, just be kind. And I like it. We're all human. We just need to be kind to each other. And I loved it. And you're not gonna tell me Travis did nothing to you. I don't believe you. Steve Hartman show say that man is a sweetheart and he ain't did nothing to you.
Just what the fuck did he do?
And for all of one segment, let me call him. What happened? We don't figure
it out. Let me call him. I don't know his number, but let me call him.
Find out what's going on, because that don't sound like him. That's not the man I know.
So May 26th of this year, today's the 28th, so just over a month ago, it goes to trial. And
he's on trial.
I don't even understand why it went.
He's on trial for first degree murder of Sebastian.
And I believe they said attempted murder. Because they're saying that he didn't have to shoot that many rounds. I disagree. But whatever. I feel like when you pull up to somebody's house, like you said, we both can attest to the fact that we've probably done some things where if we would have got shot, it was completely our fault. Or if anything major would have happened, it was completely our fault. I don't condone gun violence unless it is a life or death situation. And when I say life or death, your life is in the balance, is at risk. And at that point, especially when a person is scared, and I know all he could think about was not only his brother, but his mama was in that house. When you're scared, that's when that fight or flight kicks in. And you're not thinking. You just going. There's not you there. You're just going. So they go to trial. This was a waste of tax dollars. I bullshit you not. This was a complete waste of tax dollars. Everything was caught on the ring camera.
It really was. And also, we have that law, stand your ground. He stood his ground. And there's just period point.
Period.
He was at his home, defending his home.
In the bed, sleep.
Here's the ring cam information you guys can do. That detective did not do the job she's supposed to do. This shouldn't have went no further than you did what you have to do.
Okay, so I didn't get much on the detective. What was going on with the detective?
She just was lazy. She didn't find out whose blood was what blood in the car. She didn't find out who was sitting. Like, she just didn't find out the information she knew. Who was sitting where? Who shot first? Even though everything was on the ring cam, those are questions you have to ask, because you have to know verbally from these mouths. So then the camera can tell you the truth, and you can see who's lying, who's telling the truth, who's lying, telling the truth. She just was lazy. She was lazy. She's lazy. She was lazy.
And I'm not going to even pretend to act like it didn't have anything to do with the fact that they were black.
Take the phone right away. She didn't collect no one's phone right away. She waited. We both take their phones.
And I'm not going to act like it didn't have anything to do with the fact that they were black. Because had that been a white person that they were shooting at that lived in that house, I can just about guarantee you everything would have gotten processed properly and immediately.
She was just lazy. She's lazy.
So this should have never gone to trial. It was, for me,
time
with the witnesses on the prosecution side, which was Tyler, Dominique, and the one friend, I still can't catch his name, Tyrone or whatever the hell that child name is. They said Tyrone, and Tyrone just keeps sticking out. But his demeanor, even on the stand, I've been sitting in here for 8 hours and my back hurt. And so, stop going to people's house to shoot them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And he was the one that got injured, I believe. Yeah. So, yo bad.
Yeah.
But it was the constant, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe. I might have. You can tell they were coached like a motherfucker, because
coaching also just very disrespectful.
And their attorneys probably had to tell them, you can't have that kind of attitude or that kind of attitude on the stand.
And it was the prosecutor, being a black woman, sitting there trying to convict that black man of murder for protecting his home.
I'm gonna say this. Nope, I'm gonna say this. I get what you
dusty ass weave. Oh, dusty ashy bitch. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna say this. I get what you're saying, But a job is a job. And her defendants were black, or her clients, not her defendants, her clients were black as well. And I saw what you saw, but at the same time,
it was Florida versus Travis, not Dominique versus Travis.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Their clients were still black, and you had a black attorney. I was glad to see on both sides they had black folks in there.
Yeah,
on both sides.
A job is a job.
It is.
I'm not about to sit here and convince this. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We have enough people trying to push us down and take us, and I'm not going to. Now, if you're just a real serious out here just killing motherfuckers, now you need to go to jail. But that man was at his home, woken up out his sleep, at his mama's house.
Meanwhile, George Zimmerman is just out here walking free.
And I better not ever see him, ever. I tell Daddy to this day, if we drive down that motherfucking 4 freeway and run past Stanford and I see him, I would take this wheel and run it into his car, get out, and beat out of him. I'm gonna wrap his
that goes slightly off subject again. That goes to show y'all pulling up to people's houses, and this is for black men specifically. Y'all pulling up to people's houses, shooting at people with half-ass information on situations. Got your homeboy killed because y'all didn't bother to get the full information. The situation that just happened recently with the lady and her son in Chicago. The dude wants to put his hands on her and hit her. You guys are doing all of this, but George Zimmerman is still out here free as hell. If y'all just want to do something to somebody, and again, I'm not condoning violence, but there are some people who, in my personal opinion, deserve it.
Yeah.
Period. But back to the subject at hand.
Yeah.
George Zimmerman is still walking around free, and the state of Florida thought it was more important to put Travis, and that's literally only because he's an ex-NFL player. Let's be real. Because if it was Day from around the corner, they wouldn't have gave that much of a fuck. It's only because he's a fucking
here too. Don't come here.
You say what?
Yeah, they got guns here too. Don't come.
No,
here.
but what I'm saying is, if it was that kind of situation, it wouldn't have garnered the amount of attention that it did.
Oh yeah.
Because to them, it's just another black on black crime. But because Travis is an ex-NFL player, we can make this nationwide, and it's about money at that point. Is really what it's about for everybody else involved outside of the people that were in the situation.
Well, the jury's made the right decision.
They did.
Thank you and goodbye. Okay.
Only took about a week and a half for the trial. That tells you that it wasn't much to say.
I feel like the jury they knew what they was gonna do when it started. They was like, okay, we'll listen, but
yeah, because the video footage had already been leaked.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Casey Anthony out here free, and she didn't murder her baby. Okay.
Florida, y'all just got to do better, bro. Like y'all and Casey. Let's not even start. We'll be on here for another hour. Let's just not even go there.
But I'm glad he just come home.
Because her story was just as fragile as Dominique's and them was. Like she got caught in how many lies?
Just lying. Like I said, I feel like if they wasn't gonna get her for murdering her daughter, I mean, neglect and child endangerment. You know what I mean? Like you let your daughter go with a fake babysitter, a woman you don't even know. That's what you say. You ain't report her missing for 4 or 3 days. That's neglect. You can't do that.
Well, this thing about Casey Anthony, we ain't giving her no airtime. That you'll never have to worry about us covering that damn story. She's not getting no play over here because we will definitely get banned after that episode. Because when I say your parents tell you if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. This is one of them situations because I have not a single kind word for that lady. But on June 9th, 7th, I'm sorry. Travis was found not guilty on all charges, as he should have been.
Yes.
On all charges.
He was there from the middle school to give him a hug.
Yes, he was. He came and saw Travis. He said, no, just what the fuck did he do?
That man ain't lunch for me. I know much like that.
Right. So Back to what I said at the beginning of the video, ladies, stop over exaggerating situations because you're in your feelings and you're upset. Fellas, stop being so ready to jump. And I'm gonna say this with all the caution in the world. Black women, and we all know this, are the least protected people on this earth. Did her brother stand up for her like he should have? Yes. But should he have gotten more detail, or like you said about you, and I know because it's happened to me, because after the nigga broke my nose, my dad, what did you do? This is the one time I literally did nothing, Jim. The one time. But nonetheless, get more information. Realize who you're hearing it from, who's telling it to you. You know this person's character. You know this person's attitude. Ask more questions. Get the details, because this could easily be anybody.
But the situation at hand is we don't need to be killing each other.
Period.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't need to kill each other. You call the law. You could have called the police and said, he beat me, he slammed me. Yeah. Instead of calling your brother to shoot up his shit, you could have been like, I'm gonna call the police, he's gonna go to jail. Or
again, at best, just beat him up.
Yeah.
What happened to fighting? Where did that go? What happened to fighting?
We need to stop hurting each other, period.
I mean, the reality of it, we do, but the reality of it is we're never gonna get there. Because we can't even just support each other on small stuff. So until we get to the point where we can just learn how to support each other,
my God,
we can't get to that point. And I pray we will one day, hopefully, but I don't see it in 2023, 4, 5, 6, or 30. So, but prayers to everybody, because even though that man went over there on his own will, he shouldn't have had to die behind that. I'm sure Travis and his mom and his brother are still very much traumatized. And we skipped over a very important fact. His dad was killed in 2016 while at work. Travis's dad was
shot and killed the day before the draft.
The day before the draft. And this is why the house was so heavily guarded, why they had the guns, why they had the security system. His dad was at work and got killed. Shot and killed. So they're already traumatized from that. And then now they have to deal with this. And now this man got to walk around knowing he killed somebody, even though it was clearly in self-defense. I'm sure that is not what he woke up thinking or planning he was going to have to do that day. So keep your hands to yourselves, ladies. First of all, if you're not prepared to get hit back, keep your hands to yourself. And stop breaking people's shit that you can't afford to replace. Because between that iPhone and if she'd have broke his trophy and that PlayStation, you staying with your mama too. Shit.
And Travis just want to go to Canada.
That was it. And that's what I hate. That is the main thing that I hate about it. Even with him being acquitted, he's still never going to be able to go. Because it's been put out there. They're not going to take him now. So you ruined this man's career all off of a lie because your feelings was hurt because he was talking to another woman, but you was still a whole married bitch.
And that's just what she is.
And didn't even get the divorce till 2 months after the incident happened.
Yeah, boo to her with her stiff ass bob.
Okay. I wasn't going to say nothing. But I was like, the flatty ain't flat when I was watching it. Because that hump in the
flat.
Stressing me out.
And then when she went like this hairs, then I said, oh, okay. So you just decided to just do your own hair today.
You ain't realized that you was probably gonna be on TV.
My car broke down. Sorry, I'm late. My car broke down. But you calling Travis a boat, bitch? Okay.
So,
girl, bye.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yes, bye. Bye. Bye, bitch. Bye. Sure.
Well, as always, it's been real. Y'all can catch us on social media. I'm finally getting settled into my place so I can get back to my regular reels and shit. Definitely check us out on TikTok, No Crime After Dark. Instagram, No Crime After Dark _podcast. Facebook, we have a group and a like page, No Crime After Dark. Twitter, X Crime After Dark. Just be patient with me over there. I'm still praying about that one. But we got some stuff on there too. But as always, be safe. Don't make dumb decisions. Don't go to people's houses at midnight, banging on doors and trying to shoot people and jump them. And don't be lying about what happened and over exaggerating the situation that you started and blew out of proportion.
Yeah.
I'm going to always try to leave a gem at the end of the episode.
I always look better than you, so don't ever think nobody going to take your man, girl.
Period. Hell, I've seen ugly bitches take pretty bitches, man. So anything's possible these days.
Nice to him and not beating him in the head, he probably wouldn't be talking to Kayla. That might ever think about that?
I don't know what it look like though.
Yeah. I don't know, but that bitch was me. Shit, that was me. So.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll see y'all next time. Every Thursday.
With my same shirt.